Je dis, nous même en tant que jeunes, nous avons dit non avec l'occupation américaine.
Blanc, pas de droit, puis les sols là. Mais ils viennent là, nous, ils viennent exploiter toute richesse.
There you go.
Par exemple, l'or, uranium, pétrole, bauxite, qui ont été ministres, qui ont été minières, qui ont été mini-jip, ils ont fait nabi. Après ça, ils ont détruit la production nationale. Ils ont quitté la maladie.
Américain, c'est le porteur dans le pays, nous. Américain, là, qui est plus de monde, ce papa.
Maman, Américain a dit qu'il choléra, c'est eux-mêmes qui portent choléra pour nous, on va fatra, on va saleté.
Ça fait 3 fois. 3 occupations nous prend, le pays n'a pas jamais offert de rien.
Concerning the recent development of what's happening in Haiti, with the U.S. intervention, some of you asked me to kind of comment and react to some of the stuff that's going on there. For those of you who don't know, I was born and raised in Haiti myself. I speak both the Creole and French language. I'm not really well versed in all the political stuff that's going on there. I get a lot of information from my father, and I read a little bit of things. And I also watch Redacted. Redacted is very, very well on top of some of the content that's going on there. I wish more media will speak about what's going on in Haiti. But Haiti right now is, for those of you who don't know, they're just going through a serious crisis. They're going through a crisis where it has gotten so bad that U.S. intervention is now happening there. And as a result of the intervention, it's creating almost like a civil war. But it's not like the U.S. themselves are fighting. What they seem to be doing is giving weapon over to the Haitian police to fight the gangsters, but particularly Barbecue or Jimmy Herisier, or you might know him. He himself used to be a policeman who turned away from the police force and kind of create his own movement to fight against the political corruption that was going on there. So it's a lot of stuff that's happening, and it's so much more to it, and I don't have all the details. But one thing I know for certain is that U.S. intervention in Haiti has never been something that's positive. It has never worked in the benefit of the common people. He has always left them more hurt than anything. So I'm going to take a listen to this now, and I'll react along the way. I'm going to let them do their talk here. But I would like to ask anybody who, just keep this matter in your prayer. This is, Haiti has been going through it for a long time. The Haitian president was assassinated about a year and a half ago. They're still looking for the murderer, like as if they don't know. They do know. Even the United States actually is very much aware of who did it, and some of that stuff was sponsored by them. But again, we can, the thing is with politics is politics. It's full of corruption, and it's layers of corruption, and it's like you can't even get to the heart of this thing without you're gonna get yourself killed. That's why I don't even like to talk about it, because it's just deep with nonsense in there. But nevertheless, we're gonna take a listen to this and see if I could react to that as much as possible. Let's take a listen.
We're continuing to follow the violence in Haiti. Violence erupting in Haiti as U.S. military heavy vehicles are being used to attack the fuel blockade. Was being held by opposition leaders. Those opposition leaders keeping the fuel, of course, from U.S.-backed puppet government and the elites in Haiti. We understand there is heavy fighting that has been unfolding over the past few hours with a lot of people dead. We want to go to Dan Cohen, who is reporting for Redacted. He is live in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, with the very latest. Dan, what can you tell us? What is the situation at the fuel blockade at this hour?
Well, Clayton, the fighting has subsided now. The fuel blockade is opened. It's over. The Varro gas terminal is open after weeks of fighting between the Haitian National Police and the revolutionary forces of the G9 family and allies, led by Jimmy Barbecue Cherizier. There was heavy fighting, which according to Cherizier, 40 people were killed. It's unclear if all of those people were soldiers from the FRG9, or if any of those were civilians who were casualties caught up in the crossfire. But the blockade after 8 weeks has been lifted. And Jimmy Cherizier has said that the blockade, that they're going to allow gas to flow.
So the gas will now flow back to the very people they wanted to keep it from, I suppose, right? Because it's not going to the poor people of Haiti who can't afford to get any of this gasoline.
Exactly, and this is one of the points that Cherizier has made is, well, let's see, now that the gas is flowing again, if things return to normal, because of course the mass uprising protests that we saw were a response to the fuel price hikes that were imposed by the International Monetary Fund and the government of U.S. de facto Prime Minister Ariel Henry. So Cherizier's point was basically, well, let's see what happens now. You know, will schools reopen? Will life get back to normal? And it seems not, because still most people cannot afford gas. There are still numerous blockades. You know, I saw this morning there are still numerous blockades all over the poor neighborhoods of Port-au-Prince. So, you know, I don't see things exactly returning to so-called normal here in Port-au-Prince.
One of the things that's not normal in most countries, well, I guess I shouldn't say that because it happens in a lot of countries, U.S. involvement, U.S. heavy weapons, U.S. military showing up, and that is...
Yeah, before he transitioned into the U.S. intervention and stuff in what's going on in the landscape of the political landscape in Haiti. It's just that this situation is it's not really hard to understand. This is kind of what's happening. It's like, okay, the government is corrupt, right? The government is one of those puppet government, very similar to Ukraine situation, right? So it's like they assassinated the sitting president, which was Jovenel. They got rid of him. Fine. And there was another person in the position that came after, and they got rid of that guy. So they put Ariel Henry in that position where he's supposedly be there temporarily until an election. Okay, and this was supposed to be like a 4 to 5 months, sitting position, but it happens to be like it's been like almost 2 years since he's been there, which shows you exactly how this is all being played out. And Ariel Henry is up to no good. So he does exactly everything the US want them to do. He just taxes the people. He's not really doing anything. He's just playing into the hands of the rich. He's just making the rich richer and makes the poor poorer. That's really what he's doing. It's the same idea of satisfying the elitist, okay, the bourgeoisie. So that's what he's been doing. And people have been complaining against him. So like barbecue and those gangs, right? You see, their purpose is like very much like the Taliban. They're like saying, enough of that stuff. We're gonna stand for the people. We can't take it anymore. We're gonna fight for the people. So they were blocking and taking over all these different infrastructures and so on. And they were like, they were saying, and what they were doing, that's what's confusing about it. They were helping some people. So they were like taking food from certain stores and so on. They were taking things from the government and give it to the people, like, the Robin Hood type of mentality. But while they were doing this in certain neighborhoods and they had a lot of clouts and a lot of respect and they were a lot of backing from the people, at the same time, they were doing wickedness to some other groups of individuals. So it's like they were doing good on one side and they were doing evil on the other side. And while they were saying we are protesting against the government. So what I'm saying is the government is corrupt. And also the so-called gangsters who are supposedly trying to help the people, they themselves are also corrupt. So you have corruption fighting against corruption. The people in the middle are like, what do we do? So it's kind of like that level of stuff we get looking at. So, and now the United States coming in saying we have to intervene because the police cannot fight against these gangsters. They don't have the weapon. They don't have the means to do it. So the police are now coming in. I mean, the United States are coming in trying to do a U.S. intervention because they need to get gas. Otherwise, even the government buildings can't even run because these guys are locking down all the pumps and all where the oil is flowing. They're locking everything down. So as a result of that, this is why the USA has to kind of come in there and do something to actually address the problem. So that's kind of where all this pushback is happening. So he's like, to be honest with you, he's like corruption on top of corruption. And the United States coming in there actually make matters worse. It's like they make matters worse. They should have tried to figure out a way to bring those two together, sit down and understand what the people are asking for and meet the people's needs. Stop pleasing both the rich and the gangsters. Like get rid of those two classes and focus on the people. But that's never been the ideal anyway. That's always been, when you look at politics, it's always been about the money. It's always been about those who do our bidding. It's never been about what do the people at the bottom actually want. And I don't think the United States is paying attention either. So it's like, It's wickedness on top of wickedness. It's like, that's why I don't even like getting into it. He's like, oh gosh, leave me alone. I'm gonna pray.
Certainly been the case in Haiti. You've witnessed a number of the U.S. armored vehicles. They continue to arrive. What can you tell me about the U.S. boots on the ground and U.S. military vehicles that are being used by the police against Jimmy Cherizier?
The armored vehicles that the United States and Canada delivered over the past couple weeks to Haiti for the express purpose of defeating this or overcoming this blockade on the fuel terminal are all over the place. You just drive through the city streets near the fuel terminal, near the airport. You see them, these massive, enormous armored vehicles with heavy armor. And one of them in the fighting between the Haitian National Police and the FRG-9 was put out of commission, damaged to the point where it couldn't be driven. There's a video of one of these vehicles being pushed by a bulldozer. So the Haitian National Police, clearly took some kind of heavy damage in the fighting.
Jimmy Cherizier also holding a press conference talking about this fuel blockade, and you actually had a chance to sit down with him. Can you tell us what he was talking about at the press conference, and then when you had that one-on-one discussion with him?
There's been something of a misinformation or even disinformation campaign surrounding the events that led up to the removal of the blockade on the gas terminal. There's an article in CNN that cited an interview with a figure named Harrison Ernest, who was a confidant of Cherizier, and negotiated without permission, apparently, on behalf of the FRG-9 with the government of Ariel Henry. And so the CNN article implies that these negotiations were what led to the removal of the blockade, but in a press conference on Sunday morning, Cherizier refuted these claims.
Nous, force révolutionnaire, Genève en famille et alliés, main tout. Nous pas jamais négocier, niveau qui comprend à négocier avec Ariel Henry. Nous prenons décision ça entre nous, la force révolutionnaire, Genève en famille et alliés, main tout, pour permettre gaz la sortie. Et nous voulons pour le peuple à connaître. Ce n'est pas une décision que nous prenons parce que nous négocions quoi que ce soit avec Ariel Henry.
Following that press conference, I had a chance to sit down with Jimmy Cherizier, known as Barbecue, and ask him what he thinks about a potential U.S. invasion of Haiti, and also for his response to UN and U.S. sanctions against him. Take a listen to what he said. Sitting down here with Jimmy Barbecue Cherizier, leader of the Revolutionary Forces of the G9 family and allies, who has been sanctioned by the United States, the United Nations, and top figures in the United States government have said that he is the target of a possible U.S. invasion. So, Jimmy, how do you respond to this situation that the U.S. essentially wants to take you out?
Nous-mêmes, en Haïti, Haïti c'est un pays qui est indépendant depuis 1804. Son terre liberté. Et des salines te goumé pour te ba nous terre ça pour nous te libre. Mais dommage, année après année, moun qui vient faire politique, yo, n'a fait mauvais politique, yo détruit pays. Yo détruit pays et yo vinn rendre pays vinn sous dépendance série de l'autre pays, spécialement les États-Unis. Et nous-mêmes en Haïti, nous juste connaissons Haïti son terre liberté liée. Et nous juste connaissons que des salines, t'es toujours dit. Pour nous goumer jusqu'à dernier goutte sans nous, pour nous pas jamais retourner dans l'esclavage.
So despite the appearance of normalcy here in Port-au-Prince, there are vehicles returning to the streets and fuel flowing out of the Varro terminal, the U.S.-backed government of Ariel Henry has so far not responded to the protest and removed the price hikes that he imposed on behalf of the United States and the IMF. So what remains to be seen is whether this uprising will continue, whether Ariel Henry will keep these price hikes in place, and now that the the pretext for a U.S. invasion, the blockade on the Varo fuel terminal, has been removed, has been taken away. We'll see how Washington responds if it maintains its kind of bellicose rhetoric and stance towards Jimmy Cherizier, or if things calm down. So here in Port-au-Prince, I'm Dan Cohen for Redacted.
Thanks, Dan. And some amazing reporting down there over the past few hours. And of course, with the violence and the bloodshed and the casualties, just goes to show you that the United States and Canada right now, it looks like they will stop at nothing to get that fuel flowing again for their puppet government. We should also point out that, you know, Dan caught up with the people, right, on the streets of Port-au-Prince and asking the people, like, what do you think about the...
Yeah, before they move into that segment here, the thing is, most Haitians, right, and you're about to hear it, most Haitians, actually, they do not want the United States involvement in their political stuff. They're actually saying, please stay away. You guys just mess everything up. And it's true. It's true. I'm going to tell you something else that you also don't know. The people in Haiti, actually, this is truth. They would rather have Russia and China helping Haiti than the United States and Canada and France, because they know they've been supposedly having relationship with these nations for how long? Well over than 50 something years. Haiti has never been rebuilt. They have never helped Haiti. As a matter of fact, they've only gone and take advantage of they go there and take the Haitian water and use it. They brought the malaria and different diseases to Haiti, even HIV. It was not a Haitian virus. They brought that stuff to Haiti and left our women pregnant, messed up the country, started war. I mean, they go after different presidents that were in position. So Jean-Bertrand Aristide, who was like trying to rebuild the country, and they got him exiled. It's like, there's a lot of stuff that I love the United States. Don't get me wrong. I love my country. But the way they stick their nose in other people's business and what they do, they need to stop, because this stuff is like, Haitians have such a strong animosity against how the United States get into their government. They don't like that stuff. And they're saying, leave us alone. Like, go away. Because every time you come here, you want to take advantage. You know, they will do things such as, and this is what I'm hearing from even my father, they will buy a particular land, right? They will buy the land and they will exploit it. So they go and they took the gold, they took the oil, they took their minerals, they took their uranium. So Haiti has a lot of natural resources. For a small country as it is, it has so much natural resources, and they just go there and just take advantage, and then they leave, and they come back and suck it dry some more. It's almost like there is an artist who had a picture of how, you know, these world empires, these world nations look at Haiti, right? They had France, and you had Germany, you had United States and Canada. What they had is like, Haiti is like a cup of water, and everybody had a straw, and the Canadian had a straw, and the United States had a straw, the German had a straw. So they all had a straw, and they were all sucking Haiti dry. That's kind of how Haitian sees this stuff. It's like, and they all tired of it. It's just like, they can't have it anymore. So you're gonna hear some of the people talking now in this segment. They're gonna tell you exactly how they feel. Like, listen to the people, man. It's like people refuse to pay attention to what the people are saying, because the people's perspective is really what matters. Like, stop playing politics, because what the people are telling you is exactly how they really feel. And if you pay attention to that, you probably will solve the problem. But oftentimes, they don't want to.
Coming invasion of the United States. What do you think about the U.S. involvement in Haiti? And here's what the people of Port-au-Prince, what the people of Haiti had to say about it. Watch.
Mais je ne dis nous-mêmes en tant que jeunes, nous avons dit non avec l'occupation américaine.
Blanc, pas gen droit, puis les sols là. Ils sont venus là, nous, ils viennent exploiter toute richesse nous yo.
There you go.
Par exemple, l'or nous yo, uranium nous yo, pétrole nous yo, bauxite nous yo, qui ont été ministres, qui ont été minières, qui ont été mini-jib. Ils fait nabi. Après ça, ils ont détruit la production nationale là. Ils ont quitté maladie.
Amérique c'est le porteur dans pays nous, Amérique là qui est plus monde sans papa.
Maman Amérique a dit que choléra c'est eux même qui porte choléra pour nous en bas fatra. En en bas saleté.
Ça fait 3 fois. 3 occupations nous prend, pays n'a pas jamais offert nous rien.
Yo te nan peyi ya, yo touye Jovenel.
Si Américain pas complice dans l'assassinat de Jovenel Moïse, il faut Américain est entré en Haïti pour arrêter les gens qui ont été criminels.
L'Occident même, c'est un malheur pour...
Fine.
En Haïti pour arrêter les gens qui ont été criminels.
L'Occident même, c'est un malheur pour Haïti. Ça même. Et projet bourgeois prostitution qui tire l'État. Je veux dire là, nous pas l'État haïtien parce que l'État nous gagne là, son l'État anti-peuple, son l'État qui peut travailler au profit du peuple haïtien.
It's telling you, the guy that we have in office right now is anti-people. He's not for the common people. He's working for the government. That's what it's just telling you. It's like, hey, he's working for the rich. He doesn't care about the common people. Boom. And that's what the people hate. You know, they just keep feeding into this stuff. And the people are tired of it. They just see the corruption. They can read right through the line. They're like, we're not having any more of this.
Parce que l'État nous gagne là, son l'État anti-peuple, son l'État qui peut travailler au profit du peuple haïtien.
So that's just
These are not images you will see on the mainstream media.
No. And someone in the chat said, this is old news. You showed this on the weekend. I showed that clip, on the weekend because I think it's important. So sorry if you saw that before. It's not old news. I mean, this is how people feel about U.S. occupation in Haiti. And you know, that's not changing, and it's only getting worse. And of course, you're going to see more after this election, after the midterms here in the next 24 hours. This is arguably when the sourcing from the United States is showing that the United States actually will have a much bigger presence in Haiti. Waiting till the midterms is done. That's done. Now we move in. And that's the real concern here. Should also mention a correction to the Russian tanker. It was purportedly a Russian tanker. The call signs got mixed up. It's actually a Maltese tanker over the weekend coming from Venezuela, filled with Venezuelan oil. So it's important. It was not a Russian tanker, but a Maltese tanker using the same Penelope S versus a different letter. Nevertheless, showing you that Venezuelan oil flowing into that country. So when they're saying that there's no oil and no oil is coming into that country, that of course is a canard and is part of the lie that has been perpetrated by the West. So, so some big updates on Haiti. We're going to continue to follow it over the next few days. But literally, while Dan was there, getting these images and fighting erupting and dozens of people being killed to break through that fuel blockade. So we'll continue to follow that story for you here on Redacted.
All right, friends. So thank you so much, Redacted, for this one. I appreciate the content. But I will say, you know, the United States need to pay attention to the voice of the people and listen to what they're saying. They're saying, we don't want you guys anymore. You know, you've been taking advantage of us, using and abusing us. And we just like, no, just stay away. Leave us alone. We know what they want. They want a fair election. They want to pick their own leader. They want to go be able to vote to do that. They don't want anybody from any other country intervening in that. And they just want to eat. These people just want put the prices down, let them eat, and give them jobs. That's really what Haitians are asking for. They want to work, they want to eat, and they want to select their own government. They don't want any foreign intervention in that. And they'll be fine. If they can get that, they will rebuild their country. But the problem we have is that the prices are high. They don't have to be this high because the rich still live, but the poor people are below. They're dying. Every time there's an election, you know, the people are not even allowed to vote. So even when they vote, they don't get counted. You talk about election fraud, you haven't seen nothing yet. This is the worst version of it. So even when they vote, the stuff doesn't get counted. They still put somebody there, a puppet government, to carry out the bidding of the, you know, either the United States or Canada. France is also involved in it. So it's like all this corruption. They literally have Haiti bound, and they can pull and tug in whichever direction they want. And the people in Haiti are looking at all of that, and they're like, yo, please leave us alone. We just want to eat, we want to work, and we want to pick our own leaders. It is that simple. That's what they're really asking for. But this is why you have, you know, barbecue and all these guys that are rising up. It's like they're tired of it. You know, it's like they're tired of it. They're trying to find a way to overthrow the government so that they can have a peaceful country. I'm not justifying their crimes and violence because they're wicked too, but you have to understand why they're doing it. It's like, and I wish like the United States would actually listen and pay attention, because other nations are looking at us and say, you guys are corrupt. You guys are corrupt. Leave us alone. You know, go worry about your own business at home. You got enough problem going on here, but here you are over there trying to police everybody else's problem. Leave us alone. We don't need your help. And that's really what they're asking for. And I kind of wish they would actually pay attention to that. Much more could be said about this, and the more I find out, I'll let you guys know. But I'll leave it right there for now. Like I've said, Haitians are they just don't want to deal with the United States anymore. They are broken and wounded, and they just had enough of them, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. So look at this. This is the problem. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So the problem is the love of money. That's what the problem is. When you look at all that stuff, this is where all the corruption comes from. People love money more than they love people. And as a result of that, they will do anything for that. So this is where we are today. But I'll keep you posted, guys. If I find out anything new, any news that comes my way, I'll let you know. But the best I could ask for is to keep Haiti in your prayer because this country, Haiti, man, which I love, it's just been going after one thing after another ever since they got their freedom. It's almost like they've been paying for it. And it's like, and they just keep taking advantage of Haiti one after another. And Haiti has so much money and so much resources and so much riches in the land that people don't have the means to exploit their own land. And foreigners are coming from all over the place, taking advantage of that. Corruption. But again, the love of money. Make sure you like and subscribe. Click the bell icon for more of my notification upload. Comment below, share your thought and perspective with me as well. Let me know what you think about this. Just get in touch with me. It's a lot going on here, but to be honest with you, I just pray and I just talk about some of this stuff, and I try to stay away from it because it's just too much to handle. Until next time, and as always, remember to look unto Jesus to live by faith. Have a good one. Bye.